please don't forget to smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this video. You can also check the description of this video and you'll find my compiled link featuring my Patreon, my trade binder, TCG player affiliate link, Discord, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. So check all that out, and I will see you in the video. How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back with another video. We're doing a first thoughts today. This first thoughts is on Klauth, Unrivaled Ancient. This is a 7 mana 4/4 flying hasting dragon. This thing is really cool. It's a very big Timmy card because all you're gonna want to do is ramp into this and then use it to make a bunch of mana and then drop a bunch of bombs onto the battlefield and just like go to town. Like you're just gonna be playing big things and having a fun time with that. This is like total battle cruiser commander, and I love it. So the categories I'm going to talk about with this card are extra combat steps, because more mana, more combats is good. Ways to increase power at a good rate so that we can get extra mana. Some X spells that you can dump that mana into. Some sweet bombs you can throw in the deck. A bunch of one-off cards. The meme build, and then in the 99. So we're hopping into this. Extra combat steps. Being able to make extra mana seems good. So, some of the ways you can make extra combat steps include Aggravated Assault, which unfortunately, because of the fact that Klauth, the mana that you get off of him, you can only use to cast spells. You can't go infinite with it. But still good. Combat Celebrant, Fury of the Horde, Hellkite Charger, same thing as Aggravated Assault, Morog, Fury of Akum, Port Razor, Relentless Assault, Savage Beating, Scourge of the Throne, Seize the Day, and World at War. All those in like auto includes. Extra combats, extra mana, it's exactly what you want to be doing. Easy includes. Next up, we're going to talk about ways to increase Klauth's power, or another creature that you control's power, so that you can make extra mana when you attack. You've got cards like Xenagos, God of Revels, Berserk, Cultivator of Blades, Exponential Growth seems awesome, especially with an extra turn spell, so like an extra combat spell. So you like go to combat, you make a bunch of mana, you use Exponential Growth, you go to your second combat, and then you make a ton of mana. Seems good. And we got a bunch of cards that just make your whole board bigger, including got Eternal Ronus, Craterhoof Behemoth, Endraze Forerunners, Pathbreaker Ibex, and Kamal. All those great includes, and they can also win you the game, so I don't see a reason to not play them. Next up, we're going to talk about a couple X spells that can work really well to dump your mana into and win the game. You can throw it into something like Earthquake, Crackle with Power, Comet Storm, and Jaya's Emulating Inferno. All those seem fantastic. Next, we're going to talk about some bombs that you can throw into this deck. Just some really big mana stuff that can just swing, super swingy, super fun, splashy spells. You got the Eldrazi Titans, including both the Kozileks, both the Ulamogs, and Emrakul. Seems great. You can also throw in some of the other ones like Void Winnower and World Breaker and Desolation Twin, whatever you want to do. Seems fun. Then you got Blightsteel Colossus, Apex of Power, Apex Devastator, Primal Surge. This could be a really cool Primal Surge deck where you just have a ton of non-land or a ton of permanents in the deck and very, very few to little to no spells that are not permanent spells in the deck. So when you cast Primal Surge, you either flip your entire library or a good portion of it to really go off. You got Vornklex, Voice of Hunger, seems disgusting in the deck. Ugin, always good card. There's Akroma's Memorial, which can really buff up your attackers, and that seems like a great include. Next up, we're going to talk about all the one-off cards. First up, we got the Great Henge. Fantastic card here. No reason not to run the Great Henge. You're playing big creatures. This thing's going to end up being pretty cheap. And it ramps you, it draws you cards, and it gains you life. It's a great card. Auto include. You can throw in cards like Thud or Fling. So if you get something really big, like get a creature's power up really high, you can fling it at somebody to get that extra damage off to kill them. That seems hilarious. Also Kazul's Fury works with that. And that's also a land, so it's got good utility there. Silva, Heart of the Wild, seems like a fun include. You're going to probably draw cards off of it, and it's going to make you a ton of mana, so why not? You have a few creatures that just get really big for a pretty good rate and can make you a ton of mana when you attack with them, including Ashaya, Galta, Grun, and Hamlet-backed Goliath. All those seem like good includes. Old Gnawbone seems pretty fantastic, so you can almost double the amount of mana that you're getting. And this mana can be used on something like Aggravated Assault, so there's an infinite combo there. It's a really good card, and I don't see a reason not to play it in this deck. You also have other ways to make some mana for you, including the Henge the Eternal, which works really, really well with the extra combat steps. Savage Ventmaw, which also combos with Aggravated Assault. And Grand Warlord Rada. All those seem like good includes as well. Goreclaw seems cool. Gives you all your big creatures +1/+1 and tramples, so it kind of buffs up your board a little bit, gives you some extra mana that way, and it lets you get trample for anything that's big and doesn't have it. Seems good. You have some cards that work really well with all these big creatures, including Sarkhan's Unsealing, which I really love. Cream of the Crop, Elemental Bond, Furious Rise, and Garruk's Uprising. Good includes there. And then you have ways to draw a bunch of cards using your big creatures, including Greater Good, Rishkar's Expertise, and Return of the Wild Speaker. Also, Return of the Wild Speaker can buff your creatures, so you can get a lot of extra mana if you already have cards, which is a really nice utility card. Like, it does both things that you're going to really want to do, so auto include in the deck, for sure. Next up, we got the meme build. My meme build for this deck is going to be Hydras. Some Gruul Hydras with Klauth at the helm, because when you attack with a Hydra, say you have like a 5/5 Hydra in play, you can attack with it, make 5 mana, and make 4 more from Klauth, so it's 9 mana. Then you dump all 9 mana into a Hydra. Then you have like a 8/8 Hydra there. Next turn, you attack with that 8/8 Hydra along with the other creatures. Make a ton of extra mana, you can dump into the next Hydra. Like, it just lets you create so much mana that you can just dump into Hydras, and it seems pretty fun because they'll get like exponentially bigger. So some of the cool Hydras you can throw into the deck are Apocalypse Hydra, Genesis Hydra, Hooded Hydra, Colonian Hydra, Lifeblood Hydra, Primordial Hydra, Savageborn Hydra, and Steelbane Hydra. Seem like great includes for a Hydra deck. You can also do some counter doubling or upgrading with stuff like Branching Evolution, Primal Vigor, Doubling Season, Vorinclex Monstrous Raider, and Hardened Scales. And throw in the Ozolith, because that way if someone kills one of your big Hydras, you have those counters to save. You can pop on a creature at the next combat, and then it's swinging with that creature and make 1,000,000 mana. Seems good. And lastly, in the 99, this seems like a really good deck with, is it Wolfgar? Is that what it's called? Wolfgar. He seems like he'd be really good in Wolfgar. Wolfgar seems like he'd be good inside of him as well. Like that, they both work with each other very well, which explains why they're in the pre-con together. I think that if you're building either one of those two commanders, then they should be in each other's decks. Also, you got some Dragon Tribal stuff that this would be really good in, including Tiamat, Ur-Dragon, and Scion of the Ur-Dragon. Seems great in all those decks. You can throw it in Zalortha, which is that Godzilla card. Seems good there. Xenagos, obviously, seems like a great include there. Atla and, oh my god, Mael. Seems great in both those decks where you're just trying to cheat in big creatures. Seems fantastic for either. Marisi seems like a cool card for that deck. Same thing with Thantis, because they're very combat-centric decks. And yeah, that's everything I have for Klauth Unrivaled Ancient. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody.